Back in habit engineer class, and today is Wednesday, so we are talking about the intellectual category of life today, and today's topic is all about the science of decision making, so how to make better decisions. And I have one decision-making heuristic that I'm going to talk about today that I really like, that I think is very valuable. Maybe actually we'll probably just talk about a few different heuristics. So there's a few different. A heuristic is, let me pull up like an actual definition so I don't butcher it. Define heuristic. So a heuristic is essentially just a simple rule of thumb or like a mental shortcut that's used to make decisions or solve problems quickly when perfect information or time isn't available. What's up, Ishi? Good to see you. And so there's a few different decision-making heuristics that I use. And I'd say the first one, the most important one for me, is just asking myself, like, would Jesus do this thing? And then if Jesus wouldn't do that thing, I try my best to not do that thing. So there's that one. Then another one is by a guy, what's his name? Not Derek Sivers. I forget his name. The topic is decision-making heuristics. So how to make better decisions faster, essentially. And so this other decision-making heuristic I use is that when you're faced with a decision for something, if the answer isn't heck yes that you should do this thing, the answer is no. Because life is too short to waste, man. So if the answer isn't heck yes, I want to do this thing, then the answer is no, you shouldn't do that thing. Then Jeff Bezos, and this is, if you are in the community and looking at the mastery tracks, there's a Founders Podcast number 388, a guide on Jeff Bezos shareholder letters. That is one that has this decision-making heuristic in it. So they tell the story. So before Jeff Bezos started Amazon, he worked for D.H. Shaw, I believe is the name of the company. Some big company, very, he had a real high-paying job, lots of great job security, loved his boss, all this kind of thing. And the internet came around, and Jeff had the idea for Amazon. And he actually went and discussed the idea for Amazon with his boss, D.H. Shaw, and the decision-making heuristic that Jeff used to decide whether he was going to leave his cushy, comfortable, high-paying job that he liked to take on a whole ton of risk and start Amazon was, am I going to, just like framing it in the perspective of, am I going to regret not doing this thing on my deathbed? And if so for us, if we come up to a decision and we're thinking about, okay, should I do this thing or not, and we can identify that we are going to regret on our deathbed if we didn't try this thing, if we didn't do this thing, then you got to do it. It's decision making. how to make good decisions faster. So, yeah, using that type of perspective, I think, is very valuable. And if it's a decision and you decide, hey, you know what, on my deathbed, I'm not really going to care if I did this or not, then you probably shouldn't do it. Or at least it doesn't really matter if you do it or not. But yeah, if you're like sitting there thinking about it, dude, if I don't. Okay, that should work better. But yeah, so those are the three main decision-making heuristics I use. Is would Jesus do this thing or not? And if the answer isn't heck yes, I want to do this thing, then the answer is no, and you don't do that thing. And then if you are going to regret not doing that thing on your deathbed, then you should go do that thing. So those are three different perspectives by which I like to look through the decisions that I'm making and evaluate whether or not I'm going to go one direction or the other. So with that being said, how can we engineer those heuristics into something that actually is beneficial or you can apply into your life? I think oftentimes most of us avoid hard decisions. We avoid that because they're hard, and it takes a lot of effort to figure out to make decisions and plan things out and decide what route you want to take. And so I would say a good is every decision I make based upon if Jesus would do it. Not every decision, but I like to think that most of them are. Like I do understand that and believe personally that every decision that any of us make is either bringing us closer to Jesus Christ or further away from him. And so I try to view the choices that I'm making through that lens and then make the choice that I feel like is going to bring me closer to Jesus Christ rather than further away from him. And obviously I'm not perfect in that regard. No one was besides Jesus. So I'm not always operating within that framework, but that is generally how I like to go about my life, yeah. And that's been super helpful for me. Yeah, it's been real helpful. So with that, let's talk about how you can actually use these decision-making heuristics. I would submit that most of us probably have at least one big decision to make anywhere we're at in our lives that we haven't made yet. And so I would say I'm trying to think about something that I could do. For me, it would probably be like setting aside 15 minutes every day to just like take a sec and sit down somewhere and just think about, okay, this big decision that I have to make, what are some of the pros, what are the cons? Is the answer heck yes? If not, it's no. And just kind of run myself through these decision-making heuristics with the within that 15-minute period in the issue or the decision that I have to make at hand. So I think, let's see. I'm trying to think when 15 minutes, when do I have 15 minutes to do that? Probably around noon, like during lunchtime. Not during lunchtime, but like before or after lunch. You wanna make sure like that this is uninterrupted focus time. There's a Edwin Land quote where he just says that my entire life has been spent trying to teach people that uninterrupted, intense concentration for hour after hour can bring out results in people or resources in people they didn't know they had. And so obviously if I'm just doing a 15-minute block, I'm not going to be able to harvest the full brunt of that power, but if I'm doing 15 minutes consistently every day, that'll still compound for a positive effect. Let's think. Probably like, hey Cami, good to see ya. I'm thinking probably from 11:30 to 11:45-ish before I go eat lunch would be a time that I could sit down and just like put all my other distractions away and focus on running myself through those decision-making heuristics with the big decision, whatever the big decision I have to make at the time is. And so that would be, yeah, from 11:30 to 11:45 in my living room, sitting on the couch with my noise-canceling headphones on and my eyes closed, and my phone not on the couch, just like somewhere on the ground so I can't hear it. And probably a notebook and pen to write anything down that I need to, or that I feel like I need to. Yeah. That's what I would say is the habit that I would engineer. And then I would follow that celebration would be I would get to go eat lunch. That would be a good celebration. Cami, I am doing excellent. That's going to wrap up the part one of the discussion today. So we'll just go into the Q&A side of things of the live stream, and then yeah. So any habits that y'all want to be more consistent, drop those in the chat. Any questions? I'll answer Cami's question now, and then yeah, just drop those in the chat as well. If you have any questions about decision making or something like that, you can drop those in too. Cami, I'm doing quite well. I'm doing excellent. Ishi, this is part two. The what's it called? The Q&A is part two. I simplified it from 3 parts to 2 parts. I took the daily quote part out, and I think I'm Q&A is usually part 3, but I took part 1 out, and I'm gonna start. I'm trying to think about whether I want to start making those their own like standalone shorts videos, but Yeah, I'll just tell you guys what might be happening here in answer to Cammie's question and for why I did that. So you guys might have been on. You might remember this. So there was a long time ago, like probably I don't know. I think around summer last year, back when I was still in Arizona. Me and Cammie were talking about creating like Jesus merch or whatever, and we came up with that DDOJ, Daily Dose of Jesus brand thing, and I put the designs together, and they turned out super good, and so I've made a few of those shirts, and a couple, like I think about a week ago, I was thinking about, yeah, no, I'm in Idaho now. I'm up in Rexburg, so I'm not in Arizona anymore. But yeah, yeah, lost my train of thought. But yeah, so I had the thought. Yeah, thanks, Kimmy. It's been good. I love the people up in Rexburg. They're super great. And so I've been thinking about potentially combining Habit Engineer and Daily Dose of Jesus, because from a business standpoint, like Habit Engineer doesn't have a niche. Like I don't have really one specific type of audience that I'm trying to cater this to, which is a problem, because when you market to everyone, you catch no one generally. And so I've been trying to think about like how I could combine, because like my personality is three parts. I'm obsessed with Jesus, I'm obsessed with business, and I'm obsessed with self-improvement, right? And so I've been thinking about like, okay, right now Habit Engineer is just representative of the business and self-improvement side of who I am. But if I did something somehow combining Daily Dose of Jesus and Habit Engineer, then it would be representative of the Jesus, business, and self-improvement. So it would be more fully representative of who I am as a whole, and therefore something that I'm more inclined to do. And it's just more of what I want, right? And so I have been thinking about that the last week or so, and trying to identify some type of way I could build an audience for that. And I realized the way that I can tie all of these ideas together is I can start teaching people how to build Christ-like attributes and become better that way. And so my idea here, and if you guys want to go follow the Daily Dose of Jesus on YouTube or Instagram or wherever, it's just daily.doseofjesus1. What I'm going to start doing is recording these videos where I'll read a scripture in the Bible that says, oh, hey, you need this Christ-like attribute, right? This is what charity is, or this is what faith is, or this is what hope is, or whatever. And then I'll say, okay, here's how you can actually, like, here's a habit that you can actually do today to go and build this thing. And then tie in the self-improvement thing, tie in the Triple S method, and actually teach people how they can go start getting that habit today, right? And yeah, so that's the idea. And then just put out one of those videos per day, and then make the school community the community for it, for young adults, and helping them actually go out and obtain more Christ-like attributes, and practice Christ-like attributes daily. So between selling the shirts and running that, and putting those videos out is where we're going to go. I've committed to making 100 of those videos over the next 100 days, to just put that out and see where that takes me. So that's what we're going to be working on, and yeah, I'm gonna keep doing these live streams for the time being, and just because I like them and because I said I would, and then we'll just kind of see where the video experiment takes me, and then whether I end up combining Habit Engineer and Daily Dose of Jesus. It would be, the brand would switch to Daily Dose of Jesus, but like a lot of the logistics and like the habit engineering side of things would be the back end of like the meat of how we're actually breaking down these scriptures. So increase the volume, please. What's up? I'm going to go film one of those videos right now, and y'all have an amazing rest of your day. I just should have fixed it, I believe. But yeah. If anyone has any other questions, you can drop them in now, and then if not, I will wrap things up for today. Yes, Cammie, you have a great day as well. Let's see here. Any questions, comments, concerns? That's so funny, Ishi. The goals I want to achieve this year, that's a great question. I want to bench 225 by the end of this year. I want to get married by the end of this year, or at least be like well on my way to that. I want to just learn, like deeply learn one new thing every day. And even if that's relearning something, like that's fine. But yeah, I want to learn something every day this year that I find impactful. I want to, I have two more. I'm trying to remember them off the top of my head. I want to just like maintain the spiritual habits that I've implemented so far, to continue to make sure that my relationship with Jesus Christ is going deeper, or becoming stronger every day. And then I want to just finally figure this business stuff out and do something consistently that I want to. Yeah. Yes, Ishia, I would love to be married. I think the idea of marriage is awesome, and so I'm working towards getting to that. Are you still continuing the Habit Helpline? In a way. So this Q&A period right now acts as the Habit Engineer hotline. Yes. So if you have any habits that you're looking to be more consistent with, you can totally drop those in the chat. I've not found someone yet. Well, I had previously, but then we broke up. So I do not currently, but I am working on it. We're trying to go on lots of dates. So, yeah, it's a good thing. Yeah.
Are you still gonna make this room?
What time is it?
It's 10:02.
If you give me like 5 minutes or so.
Okay.
Yeah.
No problem.
Okay, sweet. But yeah, no, not receiving phone calls. Yeah. It's honestly like finding the right person is actually relatively simple. Maybe not easy, but simple. Is you just gotta go on lots of dates until you find one that sticks. And so, yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's I don't know, for some people it's probably just a little bit of a numbers game, you know. You just gotta keep pushing forward, keep moving forward, keep taking action. So, anyways, that's gonna be everything for today. Thanks for hopping on, y'all. Keep the change and keep changing. Peace.